Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this episode number 294 of the Good Morning Guys podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we are talking about the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and play. I'm one of your hosts, the Brazilian Mountaineer and Transition Ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher. Also with me to my left, the judge, jury, and executioner of fake news and spoilers, Patrick Novacell.
All right, what is 4 in Portuguese?
Quatro.
Okay. Did you say quattro?
Yeah, I definitely said quattro.
It's a very Americanized version of it.
Quattro.
294.
Hola, mi llamo.
Milamo.
Milamo. Yeah, you're not pronouncing that right, Marc. Milamo.
Sorry, Milamo.
Also with us, and what is this? What are words on my page? Also with us, the original final member of the GMG Quadfecta with music in his heart, Doctor Who on his brain, and La Carreta in his estomago, Marc Boucher.
Bonjour. Jam apple Marc Boucher.
Buongiorno.
Then we also do have the newest final member of the GMG crew, the Silent Sneezer and North Kakalakian, who may or may not have eaten dinner yet, our howdy hey handyman Hank McCoy, Ryan Isley, who's not here yet, but we're going to go ahead and introduce him because he will be here.
Yep, you'll see him suddenly appear. Poof.
We're just going to seamlessly add him to the show. He'll just all of a sudden start talking. It'll be magical.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Magic.
So till then, we're going to do things a little differently tonight. We're going to start with the joiners. They're going to lead the way for what's new news, what's going on in their neck of the woods. They're down under or up above.
Throwing a curveball to me. Hang on.
Let's see, down under, up, over, up and over. Is that what it's called?
Over like, yonder.
Is that the opposite of
up and at them?
We come from the land down under. We come from the land above. Wait, up above, up. Yeah.
What?
We come from the land up above.
Sounds like they're from heaven.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. What it sounds like. So pretty much Australia's hell. That's good enough. Won't
and
go there.
Our Australian listeners go bye.
Bye, Australian listeners. Hope you find your dad.
They're like, no.
All right.
You have the best accent.
Let's go with allergy victim. A. Ron himself. He said, let me take off my glasses. This glare is killing me. That didn't help. I got to get it closer. Okay.
Old.
Iffle. I bought, here we go. I'm going to read it the way I think it should be, and then I'm going to read his phonetic sounding. Ayuden. Yep, right on the money. Chronicle.
Hey, you guys.
100 Heroes for Switch. Story behind that game is as a spiritual successor to Suikoden, or Suikoden, as I like to call it back in the day.
Suikoden.
Suikoden. Sui!
I was going to say, is that how they call pigs?
Suikoden. Back in middle school, high school when I played it. But it is Suikoden. I didn't even read his little pronunciation thing, though I appreciate the pronunciation because I know I often hack the words you say, often on purpose, Aaron, just in case you didn't know that. But you keep giving me those phonetical sound outs. I appreciate it, as I already said 5 times. Okay. Suikoden is a 90s to 2000s RPG series. Basic gimmick is the protagonist ends up at the head of a resistance against an evil empire, during which they have the chance to recruit a large number of other characters to their cause. In any event, I grew up a massive Suikoden fan, played and beat all 5 mainline entries, so I've been waiting for this game since it was announced 4 years ago. Bought it for the Switch since that art style on a portable console just felt right. And of course, the Switch is the version with horrendous FPS drops, bugs, and soft locks. Soft locks of hair? Is it like you can just feel the hair flowing down? Look at them soft locks.
Part of the collector's edition.
What is soft locks? What does that mean?
So you get stuck somewhere, like something glitches and you get stuck in a room or something like that, and your only option is to
Okay.
reset the game.
Ugh, that's gross.
Yeah.
Suffice it to say, I'm waiting for a patch to start the playthrough, and I'm very unhappy. I might just get a Steam Deck because it doesn't feel like Switch wants to play nicely with any game released on modern engines.
Do it.
Nintendo.
Do it.
Yeah. Patrick says get the Steam Deck.
I agree.
I say
Do it.
I'm with you, fellers. Okay. In happier news, I went to see Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare this past
Ooh,
weekend.
I need to see that. I want to see that movie.
It's a very enjoyable popcorn flick, says Aaron. Actually, based loosely on the true story of Operation Postmaster during World War II. Naturally, this also means it's part of the Nazis getting owned subgenre, and that's always enjoyable. 8 out of 10 disabled U-boats. True that.
And it stars Henry Cavill.
Oh, nice.
Superman.
Ooh.
Superman
All right,
himself.
I'm in.
Superman.
With a
Okay.
really, really sweet mustache.
Oh, like is it Mission Impossible
No, it's like
mustache?
old. No, it's like old
Old timey.
Yeah, like
Oh,
twisted
nice.
up.
The old curly timey one.
Yeah. Mhm.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, Earl, on the other hand, had to take my favorite guitar in for repairs, really hoping to get it back soon. Also went to my town's spring festival. Would have been a better experience, but the pit beef sandwich I got from one of the food trucks was a huge miss, especially for what I paid for it. Oh well. Lesson
Womp womp.
learned. Speaking of that, a few weeks ago, went to a park with the family and some coworkers, and they had food trucks there. And
Yeah.
so we went, and of course, the family was like, "Can you just go and get our food for us?" And I was like, I guess. So I went. This is before knowing there were going to be so many options, and I started taking pictures of menus, and I'm like, "You're going to have to figure this out because there's way too many options." It took me most of the time to figure out mine. By the time I got my wife's ordered, they handed me. She got a burger. They handed me the burger. It didn't have cheese, and they had forgotten to take out one of the ingredients. The only one ingredient I didn't want in it, and they forgot to take it out.
Womp.
And I
womp.
was
Yep.
like, can you
Mark's
take
been
out
there before.
this ingredient?
Yeah.
They just kind of slapped it on the wall, and then they gave it back to me with like some of the
didn't
chunks of
see it.
stuff missing. You didn't see that. But then I was like, what about the cheese? And they're like, oh, yeah, we're out of cheese. And I'm
Wow,
like,
that would have been nice to know ahead
were
of
you
time.
going to tell me that? They're like, we have this cheese that looks like toothpaste. And I'm like, my wife will not like that.
Hmm.
And so I took it to her, knowing that she was going to reject it. So then she's like, I'm not eating that crap. I'm like, you're right. I knew you wouldn't. So I walked back and I was like, okay, I need you to remake this and just give me like a plain burger. It wasn't a burger per se. It was like I don't know. It was a meat sandwich.
A gray meat sandwich.
It was a gray meat sandwich. It was kind of vanilla, but she
That
enjoyed it.
sucks.
It was good once they recooked it. So yeah, that's my story.
Yeah,
Okay.
when Pat and I were in Tennessee, we went to a restaurant. It's called Ruby Sunrise. It's right there in downtown Franklin,
Mm-hmm.
and I had ordered breakfast tacos.
Yum.
And one of the obviously my diet being the way that it is, I have to be obviously one of the things I have to be careful for is dairy related products.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I requested to not be on the breakfast taco, or two of the things were cheese and a Chipotle ranch.
You got my wife's cheese.
Yeah, yeah. I'd gladly give it to you. But yeah, so I requested like a few things not on the breakfast taco, and they bring it out to me, and it literally has everything that I requested not to be on it.
It was everything.
Just
Nice.
literally everything. It's like they didn't even listen. And the
Oh wait,
hilarious
did they take out the other stuff? They're like, oh, we thought you just wanted these things.
No, they gave him the
No.
standard
Yeah,
taco
they gave me
with
the
everything on it.
Yeah. But the hilarious part was when I told her, and the waitress like was super nice. She was awesome, and she's like, "No, don't worry. I'll take it back there, and we'll get it fixed for you." And she takes it back there, and you literally hear her yell at the cooks, "You put the cheese and the Chipotle ranch on it. What the heck?" She's like screaming at them and like
All nice to you. Oh, I'm
easily
sorry,
within an
darling.
inch
Then
of-
she goes back there. You stupid idiot.
Idiots.
But it was quite comical. But
Yeah.
sorry,
Nice.
proceed.
Yes, no worries. Rayla's trying to finish telling the story. Rayla, shut up. All right. Also, in case you can't tell from my name change, I've been having major issues. No, major issues. Major issues
Japan.
with the pollen this year. Is it
Hmm.
worse than usual for anyone else, or is it just me? I feel like it's limiting the time I feel comfortable spending outside, which really sucks because this is basically the best weather of the year.
I
Patrick,
tell you what, man. When
tell you
I
what,
get,
man.
I was down in Tennessee for a couple days, and it was great. I probably blew my nose a couple times, but that's standard for me. I get back to Cincinnati, I get back into my house, and I'm just like sneezing, blowing my nose. I'm like, man, I hate Cincinnati so much during this time of year. Hate it so much because the pollen is crazy.
Yep.
And I do not like pollen.
Yep. Yeah.
I
the
like
other
Tim
day-
Pollen. I just
Sorry,
don't like
Tim
pollen.
Pollen. I was just going to say, sorry, bacon. Sorry, bacon wiper. Patrick doesn't like you.
It's a lie.
want to play with you anymore.
just drops you. Yeah,
All right,
last
next
week,
up. Oh,
like
go
a
ahead.
couple
More
couple
pollen
weeks
talk.
ago, I felt like I got like smacked in the face with a sledgehammer. Like the sinus pain was so bad.
Ooh.
Ugh, hated it.
Yeah, I hate when you get hit in the face with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, it's not a
like it.
comfortable time.
Yeah,
Nope,
sledgehammers
nope.
are the worst, especially if they're covered in pollen, because then like they hit you, and then you have to
Not Tim
sneeze
Pollen.
while the blood is just pouring out of your face. It's a terrible feeling. If Ryan were here, he would also comment on the pollen and the allergies.
Which he is still not, but
He's not, but he'll be here eventually.
Yeah.
And we'll ask him about it when he gets
Yeah.
here.
absolutely.
All right. Next up is Corey. Come on down. You're the next contestant. Join her on GMG is right. I don't know. All right. Earl. Nothing super exciting going on. Mostly just work, family time, and church time. Why is it not work time, family time, and church time? Why didn't you put time on all three?
Just to get on your nerves.
I need you to edit that out. Corey, change that up, okay?
I wonder if I can edit his post.
I want time in there. Can you edit his post? That's crazy if we could edit the post. That seems
No,
like
you can't edit
You
the
can
post.
delete the message.
Yeah,
that's
I
like
can delete it.
1984 Big Brother.
I just
Like,
wondered how much
change
power
everyone's
we had.
messages. Yeah. Let's see. It actually, yeah, him having that one thing not with time reminds me of the Mandalorian episodes, and like one or two episodes don't have the in front of it. It's like, come on, guys.
Oh, that's off. Yeah, it threw me off.
It's evil. No, evil. That's not what I wanted to say. It's not evil. That's going.
It's evil of them to do that to us.
How evil! You're so evil. All right, I've gone off the reservation. Okay.
Yep.
That's just the first sentence of his update. So I better get moving.
As is tradition.
As is tradition. One of my childhood friends kicked off his young adults ministry. Think ages 18 to 35 age range, single, married, college, career. That's a lot of different things. In our experience, scratch my nose there, a group that can be missed in our local area churches. This is where we've noticed most of the drop-off from church happens. Yes, I agree. That's usually when it happens. A couple Sundays ago. Sorry. There was a long parentheses there, so I didn't time that one right. So a friend of his kicked off a young adults ministry a couple Sundays ago. Okay.
There you go.
Gotcha. The turnout was much higher than expected, and he has a fantastic foundation to minister to this group. He's experienced church hurt, like I've talked about, only multiplied by like 100. He struggled with mental health issues at our former church and got the famous just read more Bible, pray more, serve more, and your anxiety, depression will go away. That drove him to a really dark place, and it's by the grace of God that he is still around.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
We're glad he's still here.
No doubt. Seeing him flourish in our new church is something that brings me an incredible amount of joy.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Hope that young adults ministry really takes off and kind of provides that tween stage that needs covered.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with tweens.
The
as
actual
in
tweens.
Right before teens, yeah.
Right.
But there is that's something that I've noticed in a lot of churches I've been a part of, where you get to college and then right after college and people are like, what do we do? We're not married. We don't have kids. We don't fit in. So they leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Ifl. Mostly just playing Elder Scrolls Online with my wife and my friends. Also slowly watching Fallout. When he slowly watches Fallout, does he put it on like half speed?
It's on slow motion. Get there faster.
You're a vault dweller. What?
Oh man, it's really good. By the way, it's very violent.
Each episode's 6 hours long.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, it's very violent. Holds to the Fallout games really well. Do they have they had any glitches in the show? They really should, because that would hold really well. Like all of a sudden, someone touches a button and they fly through the air.
Or
Yeah.
Amazon Prime just resets.
Yeah, Amazon Prime. Oh man. So if those aren't your types of games, the show probably won't resonate with you all. Lastly, are you guys watching Fallout?
Yep.
Sure did. Watch the
Sure,
whole thing.
it does. Was it
I
amazing?
I loved it. I loved
I have
it.
not finished the whole thing yet, but
I have not played any of the games at any
you
length.
played Star Ocean or whatever it's called.
Starfield.
Well, that's
Yeah,
that's
Star
not
Ocean's an
Fallout.
RPG.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think it is Star Ocean. Isn't that an RPG?
It is. Sure is.
Yeah. Yeah, Starfield, a field of stars. Yeah, so you've played Fallout. That's pretty much like
It's Fallout in space.
it really
the
is.
only-
Like I
the only
played the
thing
first
that
10 minutes
the
of it,
main
it's Fallout.
character didn't do is pick up every single piece of thing on the floor and the
Yeah,
ground.
shove it in your
and-
pockets. Yeah,
Yeah.
that really was a missed opportunity.
Not realistic. I turned
At
it
least
off.
run into a person that's done that. It's like, what is in your clothes? He's like, I pick up everything I see. It's amazing.
Yeah, that would have been
So
fun. That
far,
would've been
I
fun.
haven't seen them use the VAT system, which I'm
What?
sad about.
I love the VAT system.
What's a VAT system?
It's the damage system, combat system.
Yeah,
for-
you can slow down time, just like watching Fallout slowly, and then you can highlight different body parts to shoot, and then you have like a percentage chance that you'll hit it. It kind of makes it more of an RPG if you use the VAT system.
Okay.
I hardly ever used it. It was a little too clunky and slow, and yeah. So yeah. Lastly, had my Sunday school class praying for you all since the news about Gabe passing broke. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Yeah,
you very
thank you.
much.
I know several of y'all are close to the MTTG community and are still grieving. Just know a little group of us in Missouri, has been lifting you all up for comfort and peace. Thank you, sir. We thank
Yes.
you so much. That's all I got this time around. Love y'all.
Love you back.
Love
you too, buddy.
you. Hugs and kisses. All right. Our newest joiner to the Discord, at least, old lukewarm riffle.
Hey, hey.
Hi.
There
Howdy,
you guys.
hey.
In gaming life, he wrote it out. This is legit. He is fresh off the bus. He's like writing out the full words for things.
First time.
Yep. In game life, I started Diablo 4 a couple weeks ago, but have only been able to play maybe 4 times. So
For like 6-hour sessions or
yeah, 4 12-hour sessions.
That's it. That's all I've got.
That's all I've done.
No, he pushes one button. He's like, done. I played.
One
He
session
enters-
done.
He enters a cave. Oh, I made it to a cave. That's all. I'm good.
Safe.
Yep. I've never played a Diablo game before, so wasn't sure what to expect. I feel weird watching the cutscenes, if that makes sense. But the graphics are amazing. You probably feel weird because it's very demonic and there's lots of blood and yeah. but at least you're trying to kill the devil, so that's good.
It's good purpose.
Yeah. But the graphics are amazing. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The gameplay is a blast, and I forgot how much I love this style of gameplay. I think the last time I played a game like this was Dungeon Siege for PC, and that came out in 2002. Hey, you were overdue for a little dungeon crawler. Anyways, this game is fun, but not sure I'll stick with it. I don't like the satanicness of it.
That's a word.
Close
I
enough.
like.
We don't really have to get the Satan words right. You just make it up. It's better. Actually, it makes it better if you make it wrong, because it kind of disrespects satanicistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. I totally get it. I've had my fair share of playing Diablo. I played Diablo, a little of Diablo 1, all of Diablo 2, all of Diablo 3, and it does get old. But it did feel good to kill the devil a few times. That was weird. Someone joined us, and then
Yeah, he seemed ready, and then he was not. So
give him a couple minutes.
yeah,
we got him in the middle of.
he sat down and everything.
Something.
I thought he was ready, and then he was not. So it's all good.
All right, there we go. What else? Let's see. In continuing this satanicness talk, what else should I expect from the name of the game? I know, haha. I want to get Baldur's Gate 3, but don't want to spend $70 for it right now. It's still $70. Is it because it was Game of the Year?
Oh man, I would think
no price drop.
Yeah, I guess.
What is it? A Nintendo game?
The Mario game from 2004.
Baldur's Gate 3. Boulders Mario 3. How's that work? Okay. In real life, we're getting the side of the house cleaned up and gravel spread out this week. Then a shed built soon. Wife and I have started watching The Chosen since Easter Sunday. Nice. And we're both loving it.
Yeah.
What a fantastic job they did making this show. My son, Waylon, lost his second tooth this week and turned 6 on the 30th. So that's exciting. And time has flown by. Yeah, it does fly by. And that's awesome that you started The Chosen, man. Enjoy.
Yes.
All right. One more thing before we go live with our latest person joining us. One more thing. Watched Gabe's service on YouTube yesterday, and it had me crying and laughing. What a great man he was and how loved he was. At one point, I looked, and there was over 400 people watching online. What a life he lived, and you guys are lucky to have known him and hung out with him. He will be missed for sure. Love you guys, and have a great night.
Love you. Thank you, Luke.
Love you too, buddy.
Man. Glad you could
Love
join
you.
us for the service. Hugs and kisses. That there is hey. No. Howdy, hey. Handyman
Howdy, hey.
McCoy joining us. Better late than never.
Apologies.
Forgiven.
All is forgiven.
Yep. Forgiven and forgotten. I don't know why you have talked this whole time, Ryan. You need to speak up.
I was just deep in thought. That's all.
Very pensive.
That happens. Yes. All right. Next up is Travis Pospisil. The travel agency is officially up and running. The wife and I can take bookings starting Monday. It's been a long road and there's still so much to do, but actually opening was the biggest hurdle. I still have to put the final touches on the website, create business cards, and do some training. This should be a fun venture while I'm also working full time. Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck, man.
Congratulations on opening.
Yeah.
Travel agency. Yeah.
That's cool.
Take luck with that. God bless. What is did he ever say what the name of his travel agency is? Is
I
it
think
like
he did.
We'll have to
Do I
find that out.
remember
popsicles?
Nope.
Popsicles. I can't think of another P word that goes with that, but yeah. As long as popsicles in there somewhere.
Yep.
Or something.
Yep.
Something. Yep. And then watching Fallout and loving it. No time for anything else besides Marvel Snap. You gents have a great day. You too. Have one great day. And then the rest can be good to mediocre. Just kidding. May they all
Make
be
it your
great.
own.
May they all be great days. All right, Kevin, Gamer Parents Podcast. Just finished watching. Oh, this is Earl, by the way. Just finished watching Fallout with the wife, and we both enjoyed it. It was too short with just 8 episodes. I wasn't sure after the first few episodes, but I liked how they wrapped season 1 up. I watched Gabe's memorial service, and like Lukewarm Riffle, found myself crying and laughing all throughout. Everyone who spoke did a fantastic job of capturing who Gabe was, plus an overwhelming outpouring of love for Gabe in the live stream chat. It really was. It was a magical time. I definitely laughed and cried a lot. The lead pastor that started at the beginning really called it out when he said, "It's okay to laugh, it's okay to cry," and it was okay because we had no choice. They did not leave us any choices with the way they just lifted up the Lord, lifted up Gabe.
Toby did a great job planning the whole service, and everybody that they brought on was fantastic.
Yeah. Faux show. Iffle for Kevin. It's been a few years since I had played Hearthstone, but they just released a duos mode for a popular game mode they have called Battlegrounds. And so a friend of mine pulled me back in to try it, and I'm having a lot of fun. It's strategy, cooperation, and communication to the extreme. My wife and I just started playing A Way Out, which will be our next game to play through on stream, a cooperative escape from prison game, which accurately captures the kind of cursed language that is probably common in prisons. That is correct.
Absolutely.
I hope it gets better. Yeah, I don't
does
know.
Not. Nope.
Yeah,
it does not.
In fact, I think
pretty
it gets
consistent.
worse. Yeah.
The game is good.
No, the game is great, but I don't. And depending on what kind of vibe you're going through when you stream, I don't know. It's not going to get any better. They're not all of a sudden going to like go to church and be like, you know what? I think we curse too much. We should watch our language.
That'd be a turn.
Wouldn't it though? You walk into a church and then you get converted.
Just imagine one of the main.
Has.
Imagine one of the characters turning and be like, "Watch your mouth, young man."
Yeah, and start just randomly passing out tracks. Like, here you go. Like a little quick time event. I hope it gets better. I stopped talking to NPCs after the first one dropped a few F-bombs on me. Yeah, don't talk to the NPCs. They have nothing to lose, so they say whatever they want. Let's see. On a lighter note, I've been shuffling through SNES games with my son. Super Mario World, got to watch out for the language in that one too. Yoshi's Island, Donkey Kong Country. I almost said Crunchery. Donkey Kong Country.
That's not a thing.
That sounds like a cereal. I'd love me a bowl of Donkey Kong Country. Yum.
With marshmallows.
Yes, of course. Wow, that would have no other way.
It doesn't mean marshmallows.
Everything needs marshmallows, Ryan. Okay.
No, not Donkey Kong Country. That takes away from the crunch.
But they're little barrels. Like the marshmallows are shaped like barrels. It's perfect.
I get it, but no.
Are
You're
you
taking away from the crunch.
Who's zipping stuff? I just heard zip, zip.
Well, now that we know your mic works.
Yes, that's good. Maybe you'll start talking quit talking nonsense and talk real sense.
You don't need soft stuff in crunchy cereal.
Right? Soft stuff. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Marshmallows. These are freeze-dried marshmallows that have a little
crunch to
little crunch. Crunch mellows. Donkey Kong Country.
With crunch mellows.
Yeah, with crunch mellows in it. Fluffy puffy crunch mellows. All right. I feel like I am experiencing memory unlock with Marc loves Gabe Patillo. That's Marc Boucher, and he loves Gabe Patillo.
I sure do.
As everything about these games is all coming back to me, I've always been one to leave nostalgia in the past and feel like my time is better spent playing newer games, but I am still really enjoying these old games. You got to from time to time.
I get that. Yeah.
When your kids get old enough to play with you, enjoy the nostalgia until they last like 3 seconds. And they're like, I want to play something. I want to play Minecraft. And you're like, ugh.
Gross.
What's happened to our world? All right. Eagle. Here we go. God life. I've been feeling called to get more involved in our church. We used to attend multiple Bible studies and serve every weekend, but that died down when we ran out of steam after having our second kid. I miss being around the church more. We often get overwhelmed around here, and so I'm trying to be careful with how much I commit to, praying for some clarity through this. We're praying with you, Kev Dog,
Indeed.
and
Absolutely.
hope the Lord will guide you. That's awesome that you want to get more involved and contribute to the body. All right, that's all for this week. Sorry it went long. I'm trying to make this your longest episode ever. Love you guys. Love you too, man.
Love you too,
Don't
man.
worry. I'm also trying to make this the longest episode ever.
Yes, you are.
Every other sentence. I got a comment. Let's talk about it.
Just turn it on in half speed or quarter speed, like who was it watching Fallout slowly?
Yeah, that was Corey, I think, watching. Let's read that again. Hold on, let me start at the top. Okay.
Oh,
Don't you dare read
nothing
that.
super exciting going on.
You stop that right now.
All right, here we go. Bacon Wiper. Yes. He has joined us.
Last but
Wiping
not
that
least.
bacon. My stick is better than bacon. All
I
right.
will let you sing that though.
Yeah, right.
You can't touch my stick.
You can't wipe my bacon. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. It's going to get weird.
Penny for your thoughts.
I hate Brenda. The gag guy hit me over the head.
I pee my pants. That's nothing a little music can't help.
Rocking and rolling.
Down to the beach, I'm strolling. Sorry.
Seagulls. Me.
Poke at my head, not fun. I said, seagull. Stop it now.
I
We could
hope
probably do-
most of you listening to this show or watching the show know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Oh, man,
otherwise
it's
you're
not.
like,
we
these
just
guys
need to
are
play the
crazy.
video of it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love that video. That's
If somebody like you can't sing that song around me because I will sing all of it.
right.
It's just such a great song and has no reason being that good.
Just don't fall asleep.
Yeah.
Don't fall asleep.
You're a little pitchy.
Didn't like it. Let's do the whole thing backwards and just invert the lines.
Hello, got a child.
I still want a t-shirt that says that. That log had a
Oh.
child.
That log had a child. What does he say right before that? He said, I turned over a log.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
turned
what he
over this log and underneath there was a tiny little stick.
I
Yeah,
thought
that the front part of the
log had a
shirt should say
child.
that, like with a log in the front, like not turned over, and then the back of the shirt is the log turned over with a little log child in it.
That log had a child.
Oh man. All right. Tim, I blame you. You did this to us. Bacon wiper. All right. Iffle. Brotator, Hellblade, and Fortnite all at the same time. I'm going to restart Thor and lower the difficulty. I forgot the controls anyway.
Whoops.
Yes.
Ooh, same.
Yes.
It happens.
Actually, wait,
what's
Thor.
Thor
What
is
game
this?
is Thor?
Like,
Thor from PS3, the
playing-
movie tie-in
is
game.
he playing the movie tie-in? Thor?
Yes.
Nice. For trophies,
I
right?
thought he meant like God of War because Thor is in there.
God of Thor.
Nope. The Thor from PS3. I
Gosh,
played that
that's,
this past week, and I got to the end, and the difficulty spike skyrocketed,
Oh, really?
and I was about to throw my controller through my TV because I was
Ooh.
stuck on the level for like an hour, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm turning it off. I'm deleting the game, and I'm just gonna watch the ending on YouTube. I'm not playing this anymore. And then I look up online, and there's, I mean, everyone says the ending is ridiculous. It's so I'm like, fine. If everyone thinks it's hard, I'm just gonna move on. I'm gonna move on with my life. I got other
Good.
games I can play. So good luck, Tim.
Way to stick that stake in the ground. Say no more, Thor.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So did you watch the ending?
Yeah, it was whatever.
Would it have been worth it? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
He threw it harder than that food truck guy threw the cheese or whatever it was that they threw.
Let's see. Controls, anyways. Oh, Earl. I had LASIK on the afternoon of the 12th. Mild discomfort, quote unquote. Woke up Saturday morning to texts about our friend Gabe. I tell you what, man, crying after eye surgery is not recommended. LOL.
No, sir.
Oh man, that's tough.
Mm.
That's tough. Which brings us to Eagle. I think we all have prayed for the same thing this past week. I'm glad Lim, Pat, and Mark were able to make it to and from Franklin safely. Love you guys.
Yes, love you too, buddy.
Love you
Love you
back.
too, brother.
Love
Love you too. All right, that's our joiners. Now for the I'm just loving all their comments right now. Adding an extra heart because I can. So back to Fallout.
Oh my
Good night.
Let's do some.
That's my line. Dang it.
let's do some what's new news with the GMG squad. Let's start with Ryan since he showed up late.
Yep.
And
I was doing
he can
important
update us.
things.
What's
Called
going
out.
on?
Not really. I wasn't doing important things. First and foremost, howdy, hey.
Hey, he said the thing.
I said the thing.
He did it.
I did the thing. I did it.
Good job.
I guess I'll start Eagle because that's what I was doing. I had worship practice tonight for service this Sunday.
Yeah.
and I get to sing one of my favorite songs. So
Ooh, what song
Which
is
one?
that?
Trust in God by Elevation.
Nice.
I don't remember how that one goes.
I trust in God, my Savior, the one who
Oh,
will
yes.
never fail.
This audio is probably way off.
Oh man, you guys sound beauteous. I'm just taking it in.
Yeah, so I get to
It's like
sing
multiple
that one on
trills
Sunday.
going down with the face. Like, yeah.
Yeah, so get to sing that one on Sunday.
Nice.
I guess they introduced it this past Sunday, but I was not at church this past Sunday because I had
Showing up late there too, huh? Well, at least
no,
you're
I had to
consistent.
go to work. So yeah, that's all Eagle
Work,
stuff.
work,
Now,
work,
Earl, Sunday afternoon, I had to fly out to DC
What?
for a leadership conference.
That's right.
You sure?
Yeah, I guess that's what you want to call it.
Leadership
I don't know. I wasn't. My eyes were glazed over for most of it. I wasn't paying much attention.
I was there for the snacks.
Yep.
I was there for the snacks and the free food
and the hangs.
And also because it was mandatory. Yeah,
Fair.
it was just it was Monday. So we flew out Sunday, but it was a Monday meeting. Basically, it was an 8-hour meeting, is what it was.
Could have been an email.
Yeah, there was a lot of information that
Two
probably
emails.
could have just been put in an email and made that easier for some of us.
Everybody.
Yeah, for the maintenance people that were there, I'm sure, yeah, because most of it was tailored to like the more so like the community managers and like upper management people. There wasn't much for the maintenance guys that were there. So that was it was boring. It was real boring.
Dang.
Super boring.
I thought about downloading Survivor IO to my phone again to just play that while not paying attention to anything that was happening, but I was like, no, I'm gonna try to pay attention.
Persevere. Good job.
It was okay, I guess. There was one part that like they had us fill out a, what was it called? A learning
Survey?
like your learning method type. I don't know. It was like a
Your learning language?
Learning style.
kind of your learning language. It was
Like a
broken into like
personality
4
test.
quadrants. So it had like which one's X and which one's Y for axis.
X is
X is side to side. Yeah,
Okay,
horizontal,
so
horizontal.
side to side you had action far left, and what was the other one? Planning on the far right. And then on top you had feelings, and then on the bottom you had facts. So they had you like answer these
Okay, I got you.
20, is it like 20 or 22 like questions, like statements
Yeah.
basically. There was like,
Right.
I tend to deal with this situation as blank, like A or B or whatever like that.
It's a
So
strength
you
test,
get,
basically.
yeah, you get through all of that, and then you like plot your points on the chart,
Right.
and it ended up being like whatever your biggest section was your like learning style or something like that, how they had it. And they
Gotcha.
were like doer, brainstormer, planner, I think was the other one. No, problem solver. And I can't remember what the last quadrant was.
Hopefully that wasn't you.
It wasn't.
Okay.
That was the one I was
Which-
furthest
Yeah, I
from.
feel
Which
like
one were you?
I'm a doer. Doers are very, apparently,
Dewy.
according to that chart or the little kite that I built with my personality, we're very much just do it. Just show me what it is and let me go. Don't give me
There you go.
1,000 instructions. Don't try to like just show me. Let me go. Let me go do it. I don't need to plan. I'm gonna go by gut feeling and like past experiences with said issue. And yeah, that's pretty spot on for me.
So you're like Yoda.
Yeah, I'm just
or do
yeah,
not.
I just
There
do.
is no
No,
try.
for me, it's just do. It's just do it. If I get it wrong, I go back and do it again until I get it right.
Or you're the emperor.
Yeah, power.
Mikey would love you.
Just without the power. Yeah, that was basically. And they split us all up into our groups like that to like, and then gave us a like a quest or like a scenario of like, how would you solve this? And like all the doers, which was mostly all the maintenance people,
That makes sense.
they were just like, the first bullet was like, how would you want this information like given to you? Like, and we were like, just like, show us how one time and then let us go. And just let us figure it out from there. And yeah, we were I don't remember how long they gave us for the activity, but we were done within like a minute because we
Can't
had
imagine. The doers is like this. Okay, move on.
And then like the last people that were done were like the brainstormers or like the problem solvers, because they were still sitting over there like having all these extra thought bubbles and like tangents to their other things, and we were like, nah,
Makes
so we
sense.
need to go help them so they can finish doing what they need to do.
Yeah.
But so that was interesting, and I'm gonna get my guys at work to do it. I'm pretty sure that one of them at least will be a doer. The other one may be a brainstormer because he likes to think a little bit more than act, which isn't a bad thing. It's good to have everyone in the team with a different dynamic, because if
Just
you
like
got
an
a bunch of just
RPG.
doers, you're gonna
Like
have
an
a lot of stuff done, but it might not be done correctly. So
Yeah. You got to have that variety. It's the spice of life.
yeah. So
I'm a fan of the personality tests, and ever since I did the Myers-Briggs back in high school, I'm like, these are fun. And the more recent one I did was an updated. I think it's Myers-Briggs updated, but online, where like with the 4 letters, like mine's ENFP. My
Oh, the
wife
Enneagram.
is.
I know
no.
what you're talking about.
No, not the Enneagram.
No, the Enneagram is numbers.
I know what you're
haven't
talking
done
about.
that
I
one
can't
yet.
think of the name of it, but I wanted to do that one
Isn't that
too.
Myers-Briggs?
Yeah, that's Myers-Briggs.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said. Did you
Oh.
not listen?
He did say Myers-Briggs like 4 times.
Twice.
I know, but it
Uh,
sounded like you were saying that was something else. But
Oh no.
okay.
But
Moving on.
I like the newer one because they compare you to like famous people and like comic book characters, and
Yep.
so I'm like
Ooh, I'll have to do that.
Spider-Man. So
Oh.
I was like, let's go.
I mean, you look like
Me,
you
Spider-Man.
look like you could pass as like a older Peter Parker right now.
Peter B. Parker for sure. With my burger and sweatpants.
Yeah.
Let's go.
with your bunny slipper flip flops or
With my
whatever.
buddy,
you know?
exactly. Showing off pictures of my kid.
Yeah.
So I was an ISFP.
ISFP, okay.
Yeah, which is they label it as the artist. Some
Yeah.
circles they call it the adventurer, which I don't get that one because I'm really not that
Yeah,
adventurous.
that doesn't make sense. But
I will
cool.
have to take that then because I
yeah,
want
you need
to
to
know
do it.
what I am.
There's a free one. A really cool free one that does all the connections to actors and famous people and stuff.
If you have the link for that, send that my way, please.
I will.
Several of us at work, several people did the Myers-Briggs, and we all compared and contrasted.
Yeah, I am an ESFJ.
Ooh.
I'm
What does
very
that mean?
caring, social, community minded, and always eager to help.
That sounds like things that I like to do.
I like those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Or at least I like to think that I'm those things. Sometimes I get in my own way and only care about me. But
I didn't
I
know
feel like
it
that's
was
pretty human.
I'm 61% extroverted. I thought it was extroverted, but here it says extroverted.
Yeah, it is
that a-
extroverted.
I
You have
didn't know that.
You have
Yeah.
lots of vertedness.
I thought it was with an O also.
It's actually both.
Like, no, stop English. Don't mess with us.
English doing
I saw
its
a
thing.
reel about that
Berenstain.
actually the other day. I can't remember what it was. Oh, the words ravel and unravel mean the same thing.
What? Really?
I don't believe you.
Apparently.
Also, did you know that gruntled is a word?
What?
Like
Gruntled?
like disgruntled.
Use it in a sentence.
It's not. You're
just
non-disgruntled.
Well, think about the definition for disgruntled, and then think of the opposite, and that's gruntled.
But what?
So it's a positive?
Yeah,
Like, man, I'm so gruntled right now.
yeah, yeah. It's an actual word.
That doesn't sound. That sounds
Someone need
gross.
for you to go directly to the
Yeah,
office.
I need to go to the- I need to go to the doctor.
Checked out.
Doc, I'm gruntled. I'm so gruntled all over.
Oh, let's get you checked out.
Yeah.
In the MRI machine. Figure this
Yeah.
out.
Wow, I've
Oh.
not seen a gruntle like that in 20 years.
Really need you to see an optimal. Is that in your eyes or is that in your?
I'm feeling quite gruntled today. Thank you.
Yeah, and dermatologist is going to see you now.
All right.
You're gonna-
So when you're having a good day, just remember to say, I'm feeling real gruntled.
I don't need it. I don't need coffee today. I'm gruntled.
Gosh, that is no. See, that's one of those. Every day we stray further away from God.
I'm still going to use that at work tomorrow. Someone's like, "So how you doing today?" You know what? I am gruntled. How many people are
They're gonna look at you and be like, "That's not." But their head might explode.
Not a thing. How is that a thing?
It's gonna be like that episode of Dave Chappelle where their head just.
in the example sentence in the link you sent, once he was gruntled, a wife and a kid, a good job, but because he devoted too much time to the latter, the formers packed up and left.
Oh, is that what the?
That's a sad
sentence
example.
is? Wow,
It got real dark.
He got
Jeez.
disgruntled after
He
that.
became
that got
quite
real dark.
Yeah, You
Let's
get
go
too
from
gruntled and your
100
family's
to
going to leave you.
-100.
Thanks, Webster's
Yeah.
Dictionary.
Holy
For
crap.
depressing us. Isn't it gruntled? Don't you think?
I think that's pretty much all that's going on in my life right now. Games are kind of just like, meh. I get on Destiny
Meh.
sometimes and do some of the new content.
Ride your little surfboard.
You know what? I haven't ridden
Did you
a
get
little
that?
surfboard. I did.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah, you
loved
did a
it.
lot of work to get that
It's
thing.
mainly it's on my character. I don't take it off, but like the new activity that you play, which is like their version of like a what was it called in Halo? Like firefight or something like that.
Firefly.
Where it's like kind of like
Firefight.
waves.
Yeah,
It's like horde mode light is basically what it is.
Oh, okay.
Because you get cut off at 50. At 50 waves, it cuts off and the activity stops. Which still takes like an hour. It takes a good hour to beat all 50 waves. It's mainly just for weapons that they put in the game that were too strong and then took away, and now they put them back in the game and they're not so strong. But it's like some of the fan favorite weapons that were back in the day that just wreaked havoc in the PvP community. There's one in particular that's called Mountaintop that is a grenade launcher, but it shoots mini missiles. Like, so instead of it like having an arch to it, just straight like a bullet.
Love it.
Nice.
It's super fun.
Does it make the thunk sound? Thunk.
No, this one
Or it's
sounds
like
like you're firing a mini missile. Yeah, it sounds like you're firing.
But it's a grenade launcher?
But it's a grenade launcher.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah, just been playing that, and that's pretty much it. I drank some really good beers last weekend or the weekend before.
Cool.
I don't know how you guys are with beer,
It
but
tastes like pee to me.
Yep,
what I think pee
carbonated
would taste
urine.
like.
That's what I call it.
Pat, this is for you then. Sours, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll drink sours. Yeah.
Oh, though I sent you that one. I sent you a picture of that one. There was it was one local here. It was called Taste the Blender. It was a Skittles sour.
Ouchie.
Oh,
You taste a blender, you
interesting.
get your tongue mangled.
It tasted like Skittles, like for real. It was the closest thing to.
Wait, and that's beer?
Yes.
Now, see, here's the thing. People try to tell me, hey, this beer tastes like X. And every time I taste it, it's like the lightest
even
flavor of anything plus beer. I'm like, your taste buds are broken.
So, funnily enough, the guy that I was trying these beers with, because he wanted to try some stuff to get out of his comfort zone, which is only like, he doesn't really drink beer much at all. So I was like, well, yeah, come over and try some sours, because usually the sours that I get aren't like super sour. They're more like fruited and like made to taste like a specific thing, like the Skittles one. That one, I've never had that one before. It caught me by surprise how much like Skittles it actually tasted. And then there was another one that was called Monkey Brains or something like that.
Ugh.
Did it taste like monkey brains?
It tasted well. It was called Monkey Brains because it was a double banana smoothie sour, and
A sour banana?
it tasted like you were drinking a banana smoothie.
Okay.
All right. I'll try that.
I'll try it.
And then I tried something called Stiegel, which I'd never had before.
Did it taste like Stiegel?
No, it was good though. It was a grapefruit.
What does that even mean? Is it like tea bag stuffed with seagulls in them? It's like
no, not
fleshy
seagulls.
seagull
Stop
tea.
it now.
Stiegels. It's a rattler.
They fell asleep.
so-
Apparently, those seagulls fell asleep. They got stuffed in tea bags.
Not
a
fun.
rattler would be like a light beer, so like a Pilsner or something like that, and then you put some type of fruit in it or like a fruit juice. So this one was grapefruit. So it's very low alcohol volume content. I think it was like a 2.25 or something like that. So honestly, like, it just tastes like drinking grapefruit juice, but with like just a little sizzle at the end. It was good.
Like fajitas? Like the sizzle when it comes out from a Mexican restaurant?
No, more like I guess more like the sizzle of like a LaCroix or some type of carbonated water
I see what you
thing.
mean.
So a fizzle,
Yeah, fizzle. Instead of a
Not-
sizzle, a
not
fizzle.
a sizzle. It's a fizzle.
But yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Tonight I'm drinking
All right.
a chocolate stout and eating Girl Scout peanut butter cookies.
Nice.
That was a good combination.
Jealous, I am not. Actually, I am with the peanut butter cookies. I don't know about a chocolate stout. I mean, I like chocolate. Does it taste like Yoo-hoo with beer in it? A beer who?
So
I need
there
to
was
name
one
drinks.
beer.
Why do they not? Someone needs to pay me to just name drinks. Have you had beer
There was
who? It's
one-
the best.
Yeah, there was one beer that I did have.
It would be called
was-
Brewhoo.
Brewhoo.
that's hey man, look. You might be able to get some
Copyright.
traction on that. Copyright that.
Yep.
There was one beer that I had several years back. This is when I went to the Epcot Food and Wine at Disney, like
Yeah.
the Food and Wine
Oh, that's a
Festival at
magical
Disney.
place.
It is. Doing the drink around the world, which doesn't last very long because if you start at Mexico, you've already messed up because they put way too much tequila in everything that they pour. I can't remember where we started. I think we ended at Mexico, so it wasn't so bad. But it's like in the actual ball where Test Track and all that stuff is. There was a beer from a Florida brewing company. I think it was actually called Florida Brewing Company. And it was the beer was called Passport 35, and it was a triple chocolate stout. When I tell you that it tasted like chocolate milk, like Yoo-hoo, and you didn't taste any beer, that's exactly what it tasted like.
I don't believe you, but I would still try.
Yeah.
I didn't
I'm
believe
telling
it
you,
either.
every person that drinks beer is like, it doesn't. You don't taste it, and I'm like, your taste buds are dead.
That is an absolute lie.
That one, I feel like if it was still around and made, I think you'd be hard pressed to call me wrong. Unfortunately, it was a one-time brew specifically for Food and Wine Festival.
Convenient. Can't prove anything.
Trust me, I went around Florida the whole time that we were there trying to find it.
You look on eBay,
I haven't checked eBay because
Craigslist.
I don't know
like
if
a terrible place to buy beer, but
Craigslist sounds
buy
like a
any
horrible
drink.
place to buy
like,
beer.
hey, what do we have to get some? What kind of drinks we got on here on Craigslist?
That sounds like my kidneys being stolen
Half a-
immediately.
half a bottle.
What was it called?
It was called Passport 35. I think it was from Florida Brewing Company
Okay.
or something like that. But then I think they went out of business. Like the brewery just shut down, which happens because there's a lot of
Yeah.
breweries around me shutting down right now. So
Cool, making all their stuff taste like beer. Make it taste like something good. That's the problem.
yeah, well, I
Or
don't
just call it
mind
what it is.
I
Carbonated
don't
urine
mind the
factory.
taste, but like this is good. This is a chocolate stout. It's good. It's delicious.
All right. I'm glad you like it.
Okay, that's all
So, Patrick.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. Howdy. Hey. Hey.
Yeah,
Hey, howdy, howdy.
You said my thing.
Yeah. So it's only been a few days since less than a week since we recorded. So this past weekend, I wanted to go to Gabe's memorial service. And I get home from work on Friday and my car was not acting right. So I took it into the shop and I was able to fix a few things that was going on with it, but didn't quite fix everything. After I drove away from the service center, I still felt like it was like my car was about to shut down on me. So I'll probably go take a look and see if I need a new battery. I just got an email today that my battery is coming due, so maybe that might be the last fix for it. I don't know, but I wasn't comfortable driving that car down to Tennessee for Gabe's memorial service. So I was asking around if anyone had an extra car for me to drive for a couple days. And then because I put so much money into the car, I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to go down because I'm going to need to get a hotel. But, back to Ryan's song, I sought the Lord and he heard and he answered. All weekend, I was praying for some help, and Tim Pollen comes along and he's like, you know what? If you're heading down, I'll pay for your hotel, and which was super, super nice. And I was like, okay, hold on, let me see if I can find someone who has a car. And luckily, Mel's uncle had an extra truck that he uses very sparingly, and he was able to let me borrow it for a couple days. So prayers answered for me to have a place to stay and a car to drive down there. So he said the battery it's a new battery, but it's not fully charging all the time. So if you let it sit for a few days, it dies. So he's gonna go to get that looked at today, or no, sorry, tomorrow. There's some sort of connection issue with it. Nothing wrong with the battery; it's just a connection. So he gave me this portable battery charger. So if the car couldn't start or anything, I could use it. So, long story short, I was able to get down there, and I got down there on Monday night. So I was planning on going down there in the afternoon so I could have a little bit of time when I got down to Tennessee. But we were double booked with kids, so on Monday night, Clark had a Cub Scouts meeting and it was all about bees. And so my wife was like, hey, why don't we do it over my dad's house because he has beehives. And then we'll also get the beehive bee taker, whatever their name is. Beekeeper. Yeah, the beekeeper.
Also,
and
F bees. I don't like bees.
It's really because it's a little cooler. They're not very active. So they're not agitated unless you mess with their hive. So
were these honeybees?
Just honeybees, yeah.
Okay.
So they're
honeybees?
Yeah.
Fine. Wasps, yellow jackets.
Oh, jerk.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are from
those aren't
Yeah, I deal
bees.
with that.
Those aren't bees. Or wasps and yellow jackets are little demon spawn.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
buttholes. That's what they are.
They
Yeah.
came straight from hell and they can go right back there.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
With mosquitoes
Mhm.
Yeah.
cockroaches.
Praise.
Yeah, we
Preach.
don't have any cockroach
Preach it.
hives around here, so that's good.
God. North Carolina.
Next
has the
week, Cub
cockroach
Scouts, you're learning about cockroaches.
Yay!
So because they were having it over her dad's house, she wanted to supervise over there. But my daughter had a mandatory parent meeting for cheerleading in the upcoming seasons. So I had to take her to that, and that ended around 7:30. So after that, I had dropped her off, and then I headed down to Tennessee. Got into Tennessee around like 11:30 midnight, and then so pretty much went straight to bed. And then on Tuesday morning, I got up, had a little bit of breakfast, and because it was the middle of the week and all the folks like Marc and everyone who was living around town, they kind of had to work until the afternoon. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go go to all these used game stores that I went to a month ago, and I was like, Gabe, Gabe was one of his favorite things to do was to go to used game stores. So I was like, Gabe, it's gonna be me and you today. So we went. I went out to a game store, and then headed out over to another one. And as I'm walking out of that game store, I was walking over to the truck, and there was a guy in like a sedan parked right next to the truck, and he rolls his window down, and he's like, "Hey, would you by chance have any jumper cables?" And
Actually,
I looked at him, and I was like, and then I looked up, and I was like, I don't know. This is my truck. This is I don't know what's in it. And I was like, well, actually, I have this portable battery charger. So he's like, you're a lifesaver. And so I walk over with it, and he's like, thank you so much. And I was like, well, hold on. We don't know if this works. It's gonna work or not. So hold your thanks. So he pops his hood, hook it up, and I was like, you probably can just start it right now. So he goes in, starts it right up, and so he was very thankful, gave a fist bump, walked back to the truck, and I was like, Gabe, was that you? Did you make me come over here out of these used game stores so I can help this guy out? It just felt like I was in the right place, the right time, with the right equipment, and it was like I was supposed to be there. So that was a really good moment. And then so I came back and went to dinner, and no, sorry, this was Tuesday. So Marc and I are going
something.
Marc and I and Kristen went to lunch, and after lunch we went to go to the church, and we both drove separately. So I was like, hey, where's the memorial service again? And he's like, Fellowship Bible Church. I was like, okay, cool. Put it in the Google, and I'm like, oh, only 11 minutes away. I'm just driving. I'm having a good old time. I get to Fellowship Bible Church, and there's like 11 cars like in the parking lot of this huge parking lot. I'm like,
you went to the Franklin campus.
I don't think this is the right one. And
I was about to say, weren't there multiple campuses?
Yeah, there's another one in Brentwood, and I searched Brentwood, and I was like, oh, I am like 20 minutes away now because I went all the way the other way. So I missed like the first 15 minutes of the memorial service, which was unfortunate. Like idiot me. Why did I put it in the right address? I didn't think there was going to be two campuses. So I get there, and man, it was a wonderful memorial service.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys, I don't know, Ryan, did you watch it online at all? Yeah, okay. So you, Lucas,
I got to watch
online.
most of it. I watched most of it on YouTube. I had to switch back and forth between TV and tablet and phone because my kids were doing stuff. But I was like, if y'all don't leave me alone and let me watch.
I'm having a moment right now.
Dad needs this moment, okay? So you can go in your room. I will give you all. I unlocked I took all their time restrictions away from their tablets. Go over there. Go do what you want. I'm watching my friend, okay? I want to see what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a really, really
beautiful
good
memorial service, man.
Yeah,
it was an incredible service.
The songs and the singers. Like I'm not a music guy, and sometimes I listen to music that I like, and even I don't even know who the artist is of the song that's on, or the song name, or any background or anything. So I get down there. There's no subtitles. There's no introductions to who these people are singing and all that stuff. And I'm like, these guys. I'm guessing these guys are professionals. Like
these guys should do this for a living.
They're really, really good. And then they're like, and then we have one more guest. And this lady comes up, and she's speaking to Gabe's wife and kids. And all of a sudden, she just starts singing. I'm like, this one sounds like she's an award-winning vocalist. Like this, really, really good.
Right.
It's like she was incredible. And I'm like, well, she's got to be important. Like, I don't know if she doesn't sing, she should, because she's really, really good. And so I was in awe with the seriousness and the joking speeches that were up there. I mean, they spoke the truth about who Gabe was. Like, I know Gabe from my interactions with him and Married to the Games. The folks that were up there know him intimately and from work. And so it was good to see that that was Gabe through and through, regardless of who he was interacting with. That was Gabe.
Yep.
There was I laughed, I cried, I prayed. It was a very, very it was incredible service. And then afterwards, after the service, they said that there was a gathering outside. And they had a couple food trucks, donut and snow cones, and they had I think might have popcorn and drinks, and they made us walk through a building, and then so we could walk through where they had intended us to walk, and it was all Disney themed. And so we walk out into the lawn, and they have the Disney theme on. They have 4 workers in Disney attire, like Disney World attire.
Oh, wow.
And they're holding balloons. And inside the balloons were Mickey Mouse balloons. It felt like you were in Disney. They had bubbles, the machines that are blowing bubbles. It
That
was
was a
really,
celebration,
really.
man. That was a
It was-
celebration indeed.
Dude, they
It
even
really
had like
was.
fireworks. They had a fireworks
Wow.
display. Just kind of like they do at the end of the night at Disney World and Disneyland.
Wow.
Like it was
Yeah.
legit. And they were giving out like Mickey and Minnie ears that you could wear. Pat got himself a pair.
Yeah, I was a little teary-eyed walking, because it was magical walking out to this, and just because Gabe loved Disney World so much. And there was a little girl that was handing out these Mickey ears, and she looked at me and she's like, "You look like you need a pair of Mickey ears." And I was like, "I do." And so I just put it on. I was like, this is wonderful. I felt, if after such a beautiful service, going out there and just seeing a sea of people having a good time, laughs, cries, hugs. Yeah, it was awesome. And so I was talking to Tim Router, who is one of the co-hosts of the Married to the Games podcast, and Marc was standing right there. And then one of the other community members comes over. I start talking to him, and then I look back, and out of my peripheral, I'm like, okay, Tim's still talking to Marc. And I look again, and I'm like, wait a second, that's not Marc. That's Tim Hall, the OG, one of the OG founders of Married to the Games podcast. And side by side, looks like they're brothers, maybe twins. Like it's so striking
Hilarious.
how much they I at one point Tim and Marc were standing next to each other, and I put my arm around Kristen, and I was like, "Can you believe this? Like, who's your husband? Like, can you tell?" And so it was great to meet and talk to Tim Hall for the first time ever. I listened to him for like 140 episodes, and then he left the podcast, and it's been 8 years or more that since he's been on the podcast. So he came out to dinner with us. He chatted with us for a few hours. It was really cool to catch up with him.
And it's surreal that he's now in the Married to the Games Discord. Like when
finally,
he joined.
he just joined today.
Like, what?
Well, and
Is that who that was that just joined?
That is
Yeah.
Halsey.
Yes.
That is
Halsey is Tim Hall.
Also Moses, aka Toby's son, just joined.
Yep.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so funny because like I'll talk more in my update, but like I'm standing there and I'm standing next to Router, or I was walking up to Router because I saw him, and all of a sudden I heard Tim Hall talking, and I was like, I know that voice. Holy crap, do I know that voice?
Mm-hmm.
And they introduced me. Like, Tim is he's so cool. and he's been through a lot of life that he shared with us since he's left the show. I won't necessarily go into it on here because I don't know if you'd want me to, but a lot of stuff has happened. But he's a really cool guy, and he joined us when we went to the factory with a bunch of the MTTG community and just hung out. And he's just super nice guy, super awesome. But yeah, it was really surreal to be able to finally meet him. Now my MTTG plat for meeting everybody's complete.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that was cool.
Nice.
And after we were finished with dinner, someone mentions that Jeremy Camp is standing over there in the Jenny's ice cream store. So we kind of wait a little bit because he was talking to a group, and after the group walks away, I go up to him because he's an important part of my walk with Christ. Back in the mid to late 2000s, I wasn't listening to Christian music at the time. It was heavy metal music. I wasn't a church goer at the time. Neither was my wife. And we were looking for a home church, and we wanted to build a home with Christ in it. So we were looking for a church, and the pastor had mentioned that we should go to a youth outing that was happening that night. And so we went, and they were playing games, and they're having music and fun and a lot of stuff. And my wife and I, we won a game, and the prizes for those games were CDs of Jeremy Camp. And so I came home and I put it on. I'm like, who's this guy? Am I gonna like this guy? And so I turned it on, and the first song that I turned on was something I think as "I Give You Glory" or something like that. And is that the right one, Mark?
He's got a couple like that, so I'm not sure.
Okay, it was a CD from like 2002, 2004. I can't remember, but it was, and I got chills. And I had not listened to Christian music. I did not listen to this type of music, and I got chills. And then just a couple months later, that my wife was baptized, and so it was a big deal. I mean, he was basically the catapult into what we were doing and what we wanted to build in our home. And so I went up to him and I just thanked him for his ministry and what he does. And he appreciated that. So it was really cool to meet him, because I've been listening to his music for 15 to 20 years. So It was really cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And then the next morning, which is this morning, I came home, and on my way home, 15 minutes from home, I get a flat tire while going 70 miles an hour on the highway.
Yikes.
It was
so it like loud noise?
It was a front left, and luckily at the time I was in the left lane. There was no one really behind me or in front of me. So as soon as it popped, I quickly went to the center lane. I was not able to get all the way over to the right on the shoulder because there was 4 lanes. I wasn't able to get over because there's so many cars. So I had to go to the center lane. I was on my way to go meet Dale Winterfield, which is I've never met him. I don't think I've ever met him before. He's part of the Married to Games community, and I was going to meet him with lunch.
You met him.
Was he at 600?
600.
So okay, so I met him at 600.
Standing at the table with us. He's the dude that's that preached like in my hometown.
Okay, and so I thought he frequents the Cincinnati area every 2 to 3 months. So I'll be able to because of the flat tire, I wasn't able to meet with him. So next time he's in town, I'll meet him and have a lunch or dinner or whatever. But luckily, I was no wrecks happened during this time. I was able to quickly get over the center line. And instead of calling my wife, instead of calling AAA, I messaged Dale and I was like, hey, heads up, I got a flat tire. I will not be meeting you for lunch. And then I called AAA, and they came out. They were back. They were out within like 20 minutes. And I was like, man, why is this happening? Why did I get a flat tire? Because this is a truck that I was not supposed to drive. Like, I was supposed to drive my Camry, but the Camry conked out on me, so I had to use this truck. And I'm like, did I drive this truck to get the battery charger to help that guy out while I was at the used game store? Was that the reason? Because I don't have jumper cables in my Camry. Was I supposed to be there at that time? So it reminded me of a scene from Bluey about we'll see. And basically, good luck, bad luck. You have good luck. Oh, we'll see. We'll see if that good luck is worth it. If there's bad luck, we'll see if that bad luck's worth it. Like taking the good with the bad. And did God put me in that position? Did God throw me through the ringer last weekend to find this truck that I was supposed to drive to help this guy out to wherever he needed to go? Like, I don't know. This universe is a crazy thing. So we'll see. But was I supposed to get that tire? Was that guy in AAA to helping me out? Was he supposed to be there? It's just like, I don't know. Just like my whole mind was just racing. Like, why did this happen? Not in like a negative, I'm mad at God or anything. I'm just like, man, why did this happen? Because I believe that this happened for a reason. Could it have been a better for me to drive than my 79-year-old uncle or Mel's uncle that would have been driving it? Would he have the same reaction speed as I did? Better to happen to me than him? Maybe, yeah. But yeah, just thinking, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
yes, sir.
Yeah. Outside of that, gaming update and movie TV update is pretty slim, so I'll leave that for next week.
Okay,
Fair enough.
Yeah, and that's it for me.
Calling Marc Butcher, aisle 3. Marc Butcher.
answering said call. Yeah, so just to piggyback and give, I guess, my side of the story off of Pat's trip.
Before you start,
Okay.
Yeah.
your hair is immaculate.
My hair?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got
Go ahead.
got a cut on.
He saw what Tim Hall was doing with his hair. He's like, I got to do the same thing.
Yep. Got to be twinsies. But yeah, so we drove down to Tennessee on Sunday after church. So I led worship on Sunday, and then we drove straight from there to Tennessee. We got in at about 9 o'clock Franklin time, which is Central time. So it wasn't too bad. And then Monday, I ended up just working from the hotel. And Kristen, did her schoolwork. She went out to Frothy Monkey, which, for those who might not know, is a coffee shop in the Franklin area.
It's delicious.
Yep, it's a good place. She went out to Frothy Monkey, and then sometimes hung out in the hotel lobby and stuff, and did her schoolwork and stuff like that. So
I went to Frothy Monkey while I was there, and I knew that I got something that was turtle named. And so I walk up there to order, and she's like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, do you have like a turtle coffee drink? She's like, "Oh yeah, the turtle latte." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll have that." And then she's like, "Couple questions. Hot or cold?" And I was like, "Hot." "Yeah, let's do hot." She's like, "All right. You good with whole milk?" And I was like, "Is there almond milk?" She's like, "Yes, we can do that." She's like, and then last question, what size? I was like, I totally blew ordering coffee. I'm like, can you just give me the biggest turtle?
Is that the same latte you got last time at 600?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Hey, he knows what he likes.
Sounds yummy.
It was.
Because there's no beer in it.
Yeah,
Yep.
Turtles.
Lucas, I will come drink whatever you want to drink, but
You're gonna come visit me just to drink?
yes.
Listen, I'll come drink. You can watch me, okay?
You stay over there. No hugs, no nothing. Yeah.
Just Lucas only likes the Novacell pour of the cinnamon and Dr. Pepper.
You
Yeah.
know it. Fireball.
Oh, I can get. That's fine. We can do that too.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Come on, Cletus.
All right. Come on, Cletus.
Hercules.
Come on, Cletus. Come on.
So yeah, so I
ahead,
was
After you.
so
Before
I
you go, Mark, you go.
I worked on that on Monday, just worked in the hotel room. Monday night, ended up going to the factory just off by myself because Kristen was still working on schoolwork. Just walked around the factory for a little bit. The factory, for those again who don't know, is like a mall area that with a bunch of like stores and food shops and stuff like that. And just sort of reminisced a little bit. Realized that I was quite a bit late to 600, arriving at the Mockingbird Theater, But yeah, just walked around there for a bit, and then Tuesday morning had to work for a little bit. We went to Frothy Monkey. Kristen and I went together, which was always good. We were the first ones there. We got in at like 7:02 or something like that, or one of the first ones. And let me tell you, I have never heard that place so quiet in my entire life. Like every time we've
Yeah.
gone in,
Every time
we
we
got
go,
in
there's
there,
like
it's
100
like-
people there. We're
yeah,
bringing
it's
in.
like completely just wall to wall people. And
It was chaos at 600.
Yeah.
It was absolute chaos.
and it was so dead and quiet in there, and it was nice. But so yeah, I had breakfast there and everything, and then came back, and of course, who's sitting in the lobby there but Pat. So we of course said hellos, and I got my Novacell hug, and
I gave out a few of those this past couple
yep.
days. Mm-hmm.
And then of course we went to, after I got off work, we went, like Pat said, we went to lunch at Ruby Sunrise, and then went from there to the service, which again was fantastic. And just to fill in the people that Pat didn't know, if you're familiar at all with Christian music artists at all, and they were all Christian artists. So we came in and I saw, just two people, like one person on guitar and one person on piano, just doing a light kind of prelude music kind of stuff. And I look, and of course it's Matt Maher, and which he is one of the worship leaders / Christian artists that I look up to, respect. He has a lot of
his I think he does the Lord's Prayer.
Yep.
Man,
Father,
I
let
love
your
that song.
kingdom
I
come.
love that song.
Yeah.
Is that
Love
the
it.
guy that was on the piano was Matt Maher?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The guy with the luscious silver locks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's
Man,
had
he
that
had
hair.
nice hair.
He's had that.
Those
He's
silver
had that
locks are
hair.
big.
There. Like, man, if I wish I had that hair.
He's been a silver fox for quite some time. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been a time that I've known of him that he hasn't had
Kind of
that.
like Steve Martin, who
Yeah,
had gray hair
basically. Yeah.
forever.
But yeah, so he was there, and then they had all these people come out. One of them was Terrian from Diver
Terrian.
City Band.
Yep.
Then there was Michael Tate from DC Talk, and of course now Newsboys. And then Chris Tomlin, who is he's one of my favorite
He's
worship
awesome.
leaders.
He's great.
He's one of my, I guess, quote unquote heroes in worship leading. And also Ryan Stevenson, who helped co-wrote and sang "Eye of the Storm" with Gabe.
So that was actually Ryan Stevenson.
That was
singing
Ryan
it?
Stevenson. Yep.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
And I knew the moment he came on, I'm like, they're gonna do "Eye of the Storm," and I'm gonna have a real hard time with this. Yeah, so they brought everybody out, and they did like kind of a medley of some of their songs that were appropriate, of course, for the service and everything. And then the special guests that they brought out, gospel legends, BB and CC Winans.
Yeah.
Which that's huge.
Yeah.
Like they have been around for a long time in Christian music. Just huge legends. And unfortunately, BB doesn't sing anymore. It's mainly CC, but she's kind of staged a real comeback lately with a couple of songs on the radio. But yeah, that was a huge surprise. And what killed me, absolutely killed me, was that, you know, the thing that happened, you know, after the service, the whole Disney event, like, you know, a lot of these, and I wanted to be respectful because, you know, everybody's mourning, everybody's there to pay respects to Gabe, and that's what this is about. And so I didn't want to fanboy or anything like that. And it absolutely killed me that like Chris Tomlin and Matt Marr and all of Mercy Me was there, and they're just walking around, just talking, just chilling. There's no like security guards. There's no, you know, no nothing like that. It's not like a super controlled thing. And they're just hanging out and talking with people. And like I had to stay away because I was like, I don't want to be disrespectful. And I don't want to get up all in their face, but it was so difficult.
Marc was like,
was
oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Screaming. Like Chris Tomlin is like 2 feet away from me and I can't talk to the guy. I can't.
What are you
like,
talking
tell
about?
him.
You could have been like, so how did you know Gabe?
Exactly. That's exactly what I would have said.
That's a dumb question. So how did you know Gabe?
It doesn't matter if it's a dumb question. It's like ease in. You don't have to be
Well,
like, I know who you are.
Yeah, I just didn't want to go there at all.
Talk about Gabe, man.
I'm your biggest fan.
Yeah.
Did you
I
ever
just
sing with Gabe? What's your favorite memory about Gabe?
Yeah, I just didn't want to even go there. So
Did you know Gabe told me once you're his favorite Chris Tomlin? There's so many ways you could have done it. Come on, man. I'm sorry I wasn't there to be your wingman and help you. Come on,
No,
Patrick. You were supposed to help him out.
No, it's
Sorry,
all
I
good,
was
and it's-
walking
Patrick's
around.
like, who is this guy? Why do we care?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah, it's like,
I'm here for the.
That was probably walking up to the people anyway, like, hey, how you doing? I'm back.
you should do this
Yeah.
for a living. You're great.
Yeah. It's not like Buddy the
And they're
Elf
just
when you
looking
say
at him
that.
like,
You've done
"Is
this a
guy
time or
an
two
idiot?"
before, right?
Yeah.
You just take the stage. You're the presence on stage.
You know, you
is
sound
just-
an awful lot like Chris Tomlin.
No, but Patrick wouldn't know like the name. He'd be like, "You sound
Oh,
like
yeah,
that
that's
guy
true.
that sings that song where the what are they? What are
The
they?
whole "How great
You
is
know
our
what-
God"
that's
and
exactly
Yeah.
what I would do.
Think about Jesus, you know?
Yeah.
You know that one. And Jesus, Jesus. Like, yeah, I wrote that song. No, Jesus wrote that song. You just he invited you to
He
help.
gave
him.
it to you, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it was for the best anyway. You know,
Yeah.
I
I'm
just-
proud of you, Mark. I'm
Yeah.
proud.
It
It
was
was good self-control.
I just
That's the best
had
way
to
do it.
express how difficult that was, but
I bet it was.
Um,
Yeah.
but no, it's all good. But yeah, there's a lot of like industry people there. And so, but they're all people that Gabe impacted. And so that was incredible. And yeah, the room was completely packed. And so also funny story, because Pat mentioned Jeremy Camp. So you know, Neebs and then tell us that Jeremy Camp just
Oh.
walked over to Jenny's. And so I walk over there and he's already talking to like 2 or 3 people. And I don't want to be rude or anything and just like interject like, "Hi, I know you. I like your music." And so
Walk up to me like, how did you know Gabe?
except he wasn't
Was he-
there.
He wasn't there. Oh, dang.
Yeah. No, he was at Jenny's and that was it. I don't think he was at the service or anything. Yeah, so I walk up there and I'm just kind of waiting patiently. I'm just standing there, and all of a sudden the guy behind the counter at Jenny's was like, "Hey sir, how can I help you? Can I help you get anything?" And at that point I'm like, I feel bad because I'm just standing here like in the Jenny's and not buying anything. So it's like, I guess I need to buy something. So I ordered I did a couple. They give you samples and stuff like that. I ate a couple samples.
How many
then-
samples?
2 samples.
Okay, I was about to say, did you get like
Those are
6
rookie
samples?
numbers, at least a baker's dozen. What about this one? I don't know about that. Let's try this one. Can I try this one too?
Well,
I just wanna make sure.
then I bought some of the ice cream. I bought a couple of scoops to go of ice cream, and it didn't matter because after I did that, and then I started to walk back, and then Tim Hall walked up and started talking to me, and the people that Jeremy was talking to, they started to walk away, and I was like, "Hey Timmy, give me 1 second, all right?" And Jeremy looks at me. He's like, "Hey, are you in line?" And I was like, "Well, no, I actually wanted to say hi and just tell you that, I appreciate your ministry and love your music. Not to make you feel dated or anything, but I grew up to your music." And he's like, "Dude, I know I'm old. I've got an 18-year-old daughter." And he was there with his daughter. And so he introduced his daughter to me and everything. And it was really cool. He was super chill. And
Mhm.
I just was like, I don't want to hold you up. I'm really not trying to, pull you away from stuff, but I just wanted to say thank you for what you do. And he's like, "Dude, I appreciate it so much." And so I just left it at that. Because I mean, these are people. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, they're people that I respect and love in the Christian music industry and things like that. But these are people trying to live regular lives, and they get
Same
that all the
thing.
time.
Same
sure
thing
that
with me. I guess at 600 when Toby showed up.
Yeah.
I was like, I knew exactly who he was when he walked in, and we were all on our row like, "Is that Toby?" I was like, "Yeah, that's Toby." Like,
Toby lives like a stone's throw
Come
from
on,
the
guys.
factory, so
and he
it's like a
he
walk.
just walked up the aisle and he was like, "Hey man, how you doing?" I was like, "I know who you are. Hey Toby, I'm Ryan." I just fist bumped him and let him live his life. Like, no,
Yeah.
they're people, man.
Yeah.
They were all friends with Gabe. Like, it's just family coming together, dude.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, that's all
Absolutely.
that was. I hate that I missed it. I would have loved it.
Yeah. It was special, and it was great being, especially after I missed 600, just being able to spend healing time with members of the MTTG community, which it was fantastic.
Mhm.
Love all those guys. Um so yeah, that's basically my version of events there. And then of course we drove back today. So we're back here in Lynchburg, obviously. Um On the other IRL side of things, just to catch up real quick from since we didn't talk about it last week. And actually, I started watching this a couple weeks ago and failed to mention this on the episode. So I hate calling this the title of this show. I really wish
Yeah,
we had
call it
gone by.
Ranger Reject because
I'm
that's
gonna
the
call it
manga.
Ranger Reject. Technically, the American version is Go
Mhm.
Loser Ranger, which is the dumbest title ever.
Loser Ranger.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And so it's an anime, and it is basically The Boys meets Power Rangers.
Yep.
And so where the Power Rangers, who they actually call the Dragon Keepers on this show, but very like Power Rangers esque. The story is like the Dragon Keepers defeated these bad guys, these monsters, a long time ago, and they basically have to regularly reenact and pretend to like they have like an arena show in which the monsters have to like always lose as punishment for what they did. And it tells the story through the vantage point of one of the villains that is he's able to shapeshift, and he takes on the form. So the Dragon Keepers have this like they have this like B squad group of like academy people. Like they have like a side group that handle all the stuff that
It's like they're recruits.
they're
like,
recruits that
stuff.
that handle all the stuff that the Dragon Keepers don't want to handle. And he basically shapeshifts and joins this group to try to infiltrate and defeat the Dragon Keepers. And the Dragon Keepers have like some skeletons in their closet. Like they're not good people. They're not nice. And so I have not watched the most recent episode because it dropped on Sunday when we were
I haven't
traveling.
either.
Yeah. So, But
I
I'm
think it's only
liking it
3
so far.
episodes though, right?
Yeah, it's only been 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So I just
I
haven't
watched
been-
the first 2, and it's
It's
love
good.
it.
I like it. It's in they haven't put a dub out yet, so it's subtitled. So it's Japanese with English
Patrick's like,
subtitles.
ugh, reading.
Well, he doubly doesn't like it because it's animated.
Oh, that's
but-
true.
Animated and
Animated
reading? Get out of
reading.
here.
Yeah. But
I'll let you know when it's dubbed, Patrick.
Yeah. Hopefully they do put out an English.
And when they do a live action version of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's still
Yeah.
not gonna watch it. But,
And
yeah,
live action.
but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so far. And also I found out this is another show that Pat's not gonna watch. Is on Amazon Prime Video. There's a Spanish company that has come out with a 2024 reboot of Zorro. Yeah.
All right.
And
all right.
it came out in January. Now it is subtitled. Actually, no, I take it back. It is dubbed. It's dubbed in English. I take that back. So you could watch it. But I've only watched the first episode so far. But I enjoy it. I mean, there's some minor changes that they make to the lore of Zorro, but it's done well.
He was bitten by a radioactive Z.
Yes.
You got to watch out for them.
What's strange to me is
People sleeping at night, little Z's popping out.
he
I'm
shoots
glad
out-
I got you, Patrick.
Man, I was muted. I was laughing so hard.
he shoots Z's out of his hands.
I went to go get a Mountain Dew and you're radioactive Z. Like, where's your mind, man? How do you think? Like,
Wow, I don't anymore.
What's
Thanks to his power.
strange?
that was a Lucas comment.
I can't carry all the weight of the
I got your
craziness.
back, Lucas.
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it.
So what's strange to me about this show is, like, when you think of Zorro, you think of the main character. You think of, like, for example, Antonio Banderas,
Of course.
who he's like very much like Spanish, and he has the complexion and look.
Don't
of,
tell
like,
me this is some generic white dude.
He's not. Here's the thing.
Okay.
He's Spanish. He is Spanish. Like he's from Mexico. No, I take that back. He's from Spain. He's from Spain. But
Yeah,
he looks
he's supposed to
very
be.
white.
Is it a dude that look like Patrick that's doing this, Zorro?
No. But he's like blonde hair,
Oh,
like pale skin, like not that, like, obviously he's Spanish, so he can do it, but it's just
I
not
mean, yeah, that's
who
the
you
European.
expect.
Europeans in general are lighter skinned, and
Yeah.
yeah, so it makes sense.
So,
but still not
I was
the typical
educated on-
Zorro look.
Yeah. It's just not the typical, not the typical look. But I mean, he does a good job. So but I'm liking it after the first episode. And yep.
is
I
it
think that was-
releasing like weekly?
Oh, it's all of the episodes are out.
Oh, okay.
And this actually came out back in January. So it's been out for a little
How many
bit.
episodes is it?
Oh, that is a good question. Let me look at the old Prime Video here and try to pull that up. Stalling for time.
Oh, since you're stalling for time, I will interject and say that I think I'm gonna have my kids watch The Brave Little Toaster at some point
Ooh,
this
that gets
weekend.
really
Ooh.
weird and dark sometimes.
does.
It's dark. Yeah.
I want to see how their faces react to that part.
Oh man, you're one
It's,
of those dads.
I am.
Let's try something, see what happens.
Me too.
But it's 10
Let's
episodes.
scar you. Let's see what happens.
10 episodes? Okay.
It is 10 episodes. So not bad. And then on the Eiffel side of things, real quick, I beat Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Oh,
Yeah, so finished that. I very much enjoyed it. I would give it 8 time traveling abilities out of 10 because they bring that back.
no.
That is a thing. But it's cool though. I like it.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, if you like Metroidvanias, if you like Prince of Persia, you will like this game. So
Is it how much is it? Is it still was it $50? Or
I
was it a
don't
full
know. I got
price
it from
title?
I got it from GameFly, so I don't know how much it is. I can also check that real quick.
I didn't think it was full price.
Yeah, I don't think
I
it
don't
was
think
either.
so. I don't think it's like a
Is it like
$70
40
game.
or 50?
Yeah. That
Ooh,
seems
it's
right.
actually on sale right now for $29.99. Normally from $50.
I'm
30.
down for that. I'm down for that.
Nice.
I don't think I've ever beat one of the Prince of Persia games. I definitely
Yeah.
remember playing them as a kid, but
Now, like I said, it's different from your typical Prince of Persia like action adventure. It's like a side-scrolling Metroidvania type game. So it's a little different.
is there a
but-
lot of like exploring and going back and forth like how Metroids are?
So you can toggle that. You can toggle the difficulty, and you can
Cool, I'm gonna
choose
toggle
your
that all the way off. and
Yeah.
just be able to
you can choose
press
either
it.
like more exploration or more story, like let it guide you. And there's like if you go through certain areas, there's like little like wind gusts that kind of point the direction of where you're supposed to go. So yeah, it helps you out.
Kind of
Alright,
like
cool.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, basically.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't played that yet. It's just sitting here.
Oh yeah, we know.
I gotta
But-
get it back to Brandon at some point.
Yep.
Or Grand Hellhammer.
There you go.
Grand Hellhammer.
But that is pretty much it for me.
Alrighty,
All
Roo.
right.
So Lucas,
Hi.
So
who
Lucas.
remains.
So I am the one who remains. Let's see. With Iffle, I'm gonna count the TV show James and I have been watching, the X-Men animated 97 series.
Yes. Are you enjoying it?
Dude, it is so good.
Thank you. Thank
So
you that
good.
someone else is watching it.
Oh my gosh. It is
Gosh,
so
it's so
like
good.
it just, you know what? I feel like trudging through the 4 seasons of the original show makes it even better. Because you
I
like
didn't
get into
even
this.
think to go back and watch the original X-Men. Like I just started watching these and the first
Yeah.
episode had me with Cyclops doing all his like
Yes.
movement eye blast things. I
Dude,
was like, dude.
Yeah. Like he starts doing like these sliding around the room things when he's shooting the lasers.
Yeah,
I was like, this totally
what
makes
is
sense. Why
this?
has no one ever done this before? He's always like stoic and just like zap, zap.
Oh, and
I'm
that
like,
whole like when they drop out of the jet and he
Yes,
like,
and he does
laser,
Yeah,
laser
Dude.
blast
to
to the
slow down
ground.
his descent. It was so
Yeah.
cool. I was like, I kind of like Cyclops right now. So yeah, that was
Patrick, you haven't been watching it, have you?
no, he's
No, that's not
animated.
not my jam, man.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what.
You give me an X-Men live action.
I'm
mean,
gonna
I'm
make
all
you
in.
when you come to Brazil, I'm gonna make you watch it with me.
All the
All of
X-Men
them.
I'm just
movies
gonna-
are horrible.
Yes, every
Oh,
single
yeah.
one.
I mean, I don't even remember them. Come on, let's be honest.
The first one was okay.
The first one was
Oh,
Logan.
the first one was rough. They're all
Oh,
so
that's
good in the
considered an
first
X-Men
one.
movie?
Logan.
was,
It's
Logan was good.
Logan wasn't X-Men, but Logan was good.
Logan was super good, super good. That's the best
Yeah.
X-Men movie actually. But
You gotta try. Just try, Patrick.
But I don't
You
have
tried
any.
with Bluey. You
Yeah,
gotta
and so speaking of that, the wife and I are finishing up King of Queens, and I was like, we're always like, okay, what's the next show we're gonna watch?
it's Bluey.
I said, let's watch Bluey, and she's like, those are like 7-minute episodes. I was like, yeah, but there's like 150 of them, so we can watch
There
that.
are.
So I'm holding out.
So you're committed. You're gonna do it.
I would
Now
like
that-
to do it because
Now that you've watched
after
Endgame,
after watching the Endgame Bluey episode, I wanted to go back and watch all the other ones.
tears are
I
gonna be shed.
enjoyed the game. I enjoy the show, so I want to be able to. I want to watch it with the wife.
That's pulling some
Yes.
Ronnie crap right there.
It definitely
It
is
really
a Ronnie
is.
move. Yes.
Totally a Ronnie move. But yeah, X-Men animated 97 is amazing. Just the stories, the decisions they make. One of the episodes is like Game of Thrones Red Wedding episode.
Mhm.
It's like, what? And I won't say anything else, but I'll just say that I was watching it and it just it does a little 180 on you, turns some 90
Mhm.
degrees. You're just like, what is happening right now? It is quality. I would just say quality.
Nice.
So recommend
I
giving
will
it a
say
watch.
that Gambit has always been my favorite.
Dude.
Mm.
Yeah.
Freaking love Gambit, dude.
Yeah. Mon ami.
Yeah.
Shetty. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I can't say much there, but there's some really cool moments that you
It's so
you
good.
got to see it. You got to
It's
see it to
real
be
good,
like,
man.
this is
It's
cool.
real good.
Yeah, it's very good. In real life, rest of life has been real life. Work has been great. Ministry, working with students, working with teachers, working with parents, hard, difficult, but worth it. So been doing that. I ran my longest mileage, I guess, kilometers. I did 13K last Sunday.
Nice.
Wait,
So
Very
every
nice.
what
week I'm
is it kilometage? What is
kilometage, yeah, mileage. In Portuguese, it's like kilometragem, but I don't know what it is in Portuguese, like in English, what you would say, like the mileage, the kilometage, the kilometer, yeah, the kilometerage. So I did 13K this coming Sunday. I'll do probably 15.
That's 8
Like,
miles.
step it up. Yeah, 8
solid.
miles and something.
Ching, ching, ching,
So
8 miles,
good times.
8.0778255 miles.
Thank you. I felt every one of
Well
those
done.
while I
Yep.
was jogging for Jesus. It was good times. And now I'm under 180 pounds for the first time, maybe since living in Brazil.
Oh, wow. You've been in Brazil
maybe-
for what, 11, 12 years now?
Yeah, this is maybe the lightest I've been.
It's because you stopped drinking beer.
Yeah, that's
You have to start in order
Yeah, I was
to
gonna
stop.
say,
my breath.
can't stop if you don't start.
Now, if someone offers me this magical chocolate Brewhoo, then
If I ever
I'll
find
probably
it,
gain
I
it back.
promise
But
I will.
Brewhoo.
Brewhoo.
but yeah, so it's been good. I haven't been doing it on purpose. Like, I just was like, I'm gonna weigh myself, just see what it's like. I was feeling lighter, clothes are a little looser, and yeah, so we'll see where it goes. Like, I'm not forcing anything. I'm just, again, jogging for Jesus, praying. Like, that's really the main drive behind it. Is it's my, like, it's sacred space. Like, going on a jog twice a week just to lay it all out to Him and just pray and say hi to people in my neighborhood. It's a religious experience every time. I just feel Him running next to me, and so it's cool. And that's kind of my in God life too, kind of merges with that all the time. The Gabe celebration definitely was in God life as well. Watching that service, just being so proud of Gabe, so proud of who God made him to be, what God did through him. And it's just like, I think it's just, weddings and funerals, there's something about them. They make you stop everything and just really put things into focus. Like, I think especially funerals, like facing death, just puts it into focus. Like, what's important in life, the things that are not important and the things that are important. And I was blessed by it. After I watched it with Mindy, and we cried, we laughed. Like, I was crying with laughter and some of the things they talked about. Yeah. It's just the number of things. It just tickled me that I just could totally hear Gabe. I could hear his laugh. I could just hear him saying and doing that stuff.
You're telling me, what's the lyric again?
Toby,
Yeah, what's the lyric?
That story was absolutely hilarious.
I'm so glad he told that, because that is so the way he was Gabe in that whole conversation. I could just see that happening. It was very well told.
I tell you what,
cursing on stage.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was not on my bingo card. Was Toby Mac cursing at a funeral? Not what I thought I was going to hear. But
I didn't get a bingo card.
Well, they were giving those out with the communion cups.
I
Oh,
forgot. I
did
didn't
you-
get those.
did
I
you
didn't
get
get
to
that
hand
either.
out
That's what
all the
happens
pins?
when you show up late, Patrick.
Yeah. Luckily,
Did you
someone
get-
was walking around with the communion afterwards. I'm like, yes, thank you.
Yes.
Did you get to hand out all the pins, Mark?
For everybody who was there, yeah, I gave as many as I could.
Oh, dang it. I forgot to grab one from you for Lucas.
What? You're fired.
Oh, I need to talk to Neebs too about the pins. Oh, I
Double
totally didn't.
uh-oh.
Dang it. Oh well. They're so small they can
Well,
be.
I can
easily
mail you
sent.
one. No big
Yeah.
deal, Pat.
I was
you.
about to say, if you send it to me, I got to mail y'all shirts to y'all. Anyway,
Little tiny
so.
envelope.
Hey, it's how I sent the MTTG guys theirs because at the time they didn't know if we were going to be able to, if it was going to be public enough for us to go, and so Tim had me send them to him, and I put them in an old Ziploc bag, and then they put that in a Manila envelope, and that's how they shipped it.
Hmm.
I went to UPS store.
Nice.
Mhm.
So oh yeah,
Um,
it can be done.
It can. All right. I guess I'll accept that.
Okay.
Good.
Now with Neebs, you're gonna have to get with him on that.
Oh, that's fine.
I know
as long
he's
as
on
I
the
get
road right now.
something, it's all good.
I got a couple
It's all good.
months to
Yeah,
get it.
there's a little wiggle room there. Yeah, and then additionally, one of my students got baptized this past
Nice.
weekend. So
Nice.
baptism services are so awesome. Like just going through that simple ceremony, sharing your testimony, your story, and then going down in death and rising in life. Just the symbolism and the joy. It's awesome. So that shout out to my student Julie for getting baptized.
Congratulations,
That was
Julie.
great.
Best decision you'll ever make.
No doubt. And then yeah, so that was cool. Cool. And then that's life for now. Nothing else really crazy going on. Pretty laid back and chill. We're getting into our fall time. As you guys warm up, we are chilling out and relaxing, all cool. So yeah, that's us.
Cool.
That's all four of us. All the joiners, in fact. It's weird to not go back to the joiners, but they got their time to shine.
Yep.
And nice.
You got your
and
pillows fluffed and all that stuff.
slowly. That's right. So we've already fluffed the pillows. We'd offered towels. Andy's candy's already got eaten. We don't need to tip you off to nothing. So you've connected to the GMGU. You can connect on Twitter, Discord, Facebook, Instagram. You can connect visually, spectatorly, YouTube and Twitch. There is streaming going on. There is YouTubing going on as well.
Mark, when's your next stream?
I'm not sure yet at this point because next couple of weeks are gonna be busy for me
For
because we're
studio.
ramping up
Yeah.
to the first recording.
Mhm.
So I'll be working with my brother-in-law this weekend doing some pre studio stuff.
Fair
Just trying
enough.
to make sure they're prepared. He's prepared at least. So yeah.
Yes, sir. And then finally, on our Patreon and merch page, you can support and gear up with us. So click that one link to rule them all in the show notes, or you can type it out real quick, linktree.com/the GMG pod. Of course, if you can't toss your attention or a coin to your podcasters, but are still the giving type, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and Spotify. I have not checked that in a really long time. So if you have reviewed us, please send us a message saying that you've reviewed us. So it helps us
Post it in
reach
the
new
Discord.
joiners. Yeah, we'll post it in the Discord. Stars and exclamation marks, your feedback. Apparently it helps. There's no data to back that up, but that's what they pay us to say. So let your voice be heard
Hey,
literally
we get paid?
if you prefer. Yeah, with stars, exclamation marks, and feedback. Were you guys not listening? If you want your voice to be heard, 929 GMG guys. Alrighty then. Pat and Mark and Ryan, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners, go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.
2, 3, 4.